Hi, everyone. My name is Adrienne Laosa, and I am the managing partner of Treaty Oak Property Management. I would like to welcome you to the very first 2026 Austin Metro Rental Market Update. I have reviewed 2025 rental market in its entirety, as well as all of December 2025. And across the metro, demand remained steady, seasonality looked normal again, and pricing expectations became clearer for owners. December did close slightly softer than last year, but that's very typical for winter leasing season and not a signal of declining. Overall, I think the market behaved in a way that a healthy rental market should, and that's a good thing for long-term investor clients. Single family rentals followed a very similar pattern in 2025. Leasing picked up through the spring, it peaked in early summer, and gradually slowed in the fall and winter months, exactly as we should expect in a stabilized market. Year over year, single family houses, their leasing activity tracked closely with 2024. Here we've got 2024 versus 2025 SFR units leased. I love this one. Year over year, SFR leasing activity tracked very closely with 2024. This reinforced that the market has leveled out rather than slowed down. We actually saw a broader fall demand this year than we usually do, with solid activity carrying into the holidays. So we did not, yes, we peaked in the early summer like we always do, but I stayed busy through the fall early into November, honestly. So I always get excited when that happens. Duplex rentals, however, didn't perform quite as strongly. They generally took longer to lease. You saw softer pricing, and we were more sensitive to location and condition. At the bottom of the screen, you can see duplexes. This reinforces the importance of sharp pricing and strong property presentation, especially in the more competitive segments of the market. This year, since it's a year in review, I have created this 4-year review slide. It tells us a really important story. I chose 2022 to go through 2025 because 2022 is really when the market shifted and we started to see more accident landlords enter into the market. What this created is a surplus of rental inventory, and we didn't see rental demand go down, but we just had a ton of inventory. So what does that do? When you've got a lot to choose from, it usually means that prices go backwards a little bit. So I thought it was really cool to put this slide together so that everybody can see 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, it's been a little tough. Yeah, rates have gone down a little bit for landlords, but in general, this shows a super consistent pattern, not only of seasonality, like the market is still performing as it has been for the past 4 years, but it also just calls out a little bit of differentials. And for those of us who are doing leasing on a high volume basis, like at Treaty Oak, we do 100, 150 leases a year. It's really fun to go back. I use the term fun loosely, but to go back and say, oh yeah, I remember that little dip, or I remember like that January was much busier than the year before. So I love this year in review, and especially the last several years. Can feel challenging sometimes, but to go back and say, hey man, leasing is really dependable, and as a landlord, we're still doing what we need to do. The market is still performing. Austin rental demand is still there, and I have confidence in our market. So I thought this would be a very fun slide for us to look at together. Looking forward into 2026, Austin rental market remains stable, seasonal, competitive. So success this year, I think, is going to come from, of course, pricing realistically, making sure that you're the best deal on the market, preparing properties really well, doing your make readies, and staying flexible when activity slows down. Vacancy continues to be the largest expense for landlords. Eliminating downtime should always be your top priority. Pricing the property to lease rather than pricing to test the market remains the smartest long-term strategy. I can't say it loud enough for everyone. When you look at these, especially 2024 over 2025, this is the median rent, right? When you look at this, you just have to say, okay, like you look at the last slide that we looked at, right? The last slide that we looked at shows like, hey, your property's going to lease, the demand's there, nothing has changed, you're going to be okay. But then you do see that median rents go backwards. So what do we do? Okay, it's going to lease. We just need to price accurately. Like, that's it. I can't drive that strategy home enough. So if you are thinking about adjusting your rental strategy this year, if you'd like to chat with me about property management, or maybe you're a realtor and you have a self-managing landlord that needs some support, or you want to talk about leasing, anything at all, please reach out. I would love to help you. My name is Adrienne Laosa with Treaty Oak Property Management. I would love it if you would also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next month.